I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Crazy, man.
Good to have you here.
It's so exciting.
You're from Vancouver. Great town. It was a good place to grow up.
It was a great. Wow, we got some. It was a great place to grow up. You know, it's very like bohemian out there. My parents are kind of hippies, I guess. They're very supportive, you know, of all my odd career goals. I want to be a stand-up comic since I was really young, actually. I've been a big fan of yours forever.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
How long did you, what age did you start doing comedy?
When I was 14 years old, I started doing stand-up comedy. My parents enrolled me at a workshop, actually, it was held out of a lesbian bar, which it was weird. I didn't know that till I got there, and I thought it must be ladies' night. That's all I thought.
Every night is
every night's late, and there must be a flannel sale nearby. That was my other thought. But it was a great experience. It actually led to my first like real professional writing work.
So you went there and you kind of auditioned that night at the bar?
Well, yeah, how it worked is you'd write a joke, and if your joke was funny, then you got to kind of come back and do like 5 minutes or something like that. And yeah, my joke was funny. Apparently, I guess. I was 14. I was cute and not miserable looking back then. So that bought me a lot of mileage.
Do you remember the joke that you used that night?
It was about my grandparents being deaf, actually, I think. And it was so silly. It was about like, pass me a pillow. I'm an armadillo. It was like, it was real. See, that was but if you're 14 and adorable and don't look like a 25-year-old moron, it helps a lot.
I see.
It gives you some
and you say from that you actually got a gig writing, right?
I did actually. I was after a show one day. I was approached by a man in a dark suit, and he came up to me and he said, "You know, I want you to write jokes for my service." And I thought, what kind of, I said, what kind of service do you do? And he said, I'm a moil, who is, for you don't know, the guy who performs circumcisions to Jewish young men. And I thought, that's a weird thing to want jokes in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want like raucous laughter when there's basically like a surgical procedure going on. But I had no money and no real ambition, so I thought, yeah, that'd be a great thing. And some of the jokes were kind of funny, I guess. They were all like haircut They were like, so you want a little off the top, or a perm's extra. The cut's for free, though. It was pretty silly.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah.
And why was this guy in a lesbian bar? Did you ever find out about that?
I never see. You'd think if you're a moil, the last place you'd look for business is a lesbian bar, but. That's why he wasn't very good. That's why he needed jokes, I think. He wasn't getting a lot of business. He's not very good,
but he's hilarious.
He killed.
Now, Charles Barkley is here, and what a nice guy.
He was so nice, I just met him.
Yeah, and did you play sports at all when you were a kid?
No, not at all.
Really?
Believe it or not. I wasn't physically... me and my friends, we kind of made up our own means of competition, I guess you would say. We played this game, we invented ourselves actually, called Edward 40 Hands, wherein it's kind of based on Edward Scissorhands, but you would duct tape a 40-ounce bottle of beer to each of your hands, and you couldn't take them off until you were done both of them. And it was a strategy game more than anything, because you couldn't really...
Oh my God.
And because you want them to be cold so they taste good, but if they're cold, they hurt your hands.
Yeah.
And... you want to drink them fast, but the faster you drink them, the more trips to the gentleman's room you might need to take,
set of problems.
Which is hard to do with 40-ounce bottles of beer.
Yeah. So I see what you're saying. It's very cerebral. It's actually more like chess.
It's a lot more like chess. 3 moves ahead.
That's right.
That's what they say. And Russians are great at it.
Now this is Knocked Up is your first starring role. You've been in other films, and also in this you have a very romantic scene, a bedroom, a sex scene with your.
I do. The movie basically starts with me having sex with Katherine Heigl, which is where we lose a lot of people right there, because they don't buy it. They just don't buy that. They're much quicker to believe a man can shoot webs from his hands and climb buildings than believe that maybe I would sleep with Katherine Heigl.
What was it? But as a young actor in the early part of one's career, what is that like to actually have to do that in front of a crew and cameras?
It's terrifying, really.
I would think so.
It's humiliating in a lot of. I was just super nervous Because, you know, you're basically in bed pretending to have sex with someone. Like, I kept thinking, if I was 18, this would literally be as far as I've ever been with a girl. And it's in front of all these people. So I got really nervous, and I kept thinking, like, what do I do? How will I behave? And I was watching TV one day, and inside the actor's studio was on, and Sean Connery was on. And he has a lot of sex scenes. He's a very attractive man, I find. I like older men, though, you know, so that's just me. But, so he was talking about sex scenes, and he said, you know, before every sex scene, I say to the woman, I say, I'm sorry if I get aroused, and I'm sorry if I don't. I thought, that's good. I'll use that. So, you know, we're shooting the scene. We're kind of getting in position. You know, I'm really focusing on not sweating on her. That's my main goal, because I'm afraid a big is just going to land on her head. And then, you know, I say to her, I say, you know, Catherine, I'm sorry if I get aroused, and I'm sorry if I don't. And then she looks at me and said, why would you be sorry if you don't get aroused? I don't want you to get aroused. I realized that's the difference between me and Sean Connery, is people kind of want him to get aroused a little. No one wants me anywhere near, so I should have just said, I'm sorry. That's it.
Well, it won't be your only time. Now, it opens June 1st. Let's show the folks a scene from the film, a little clip here. Do you know what this is going to be?
Yeah, this is right after she's found out she's pregnant. She invites me out to dinner to tell me, and before she, you know, lays the news on me, she kind of wants to feel out what kind of guy I am to see if maybe I would be a good father or not.
Okay, here we go. Seth Rogen, Knocked Up. Yeah, another 2 years. Well, it's very funny.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Have a great summer. Thank you very much
so
for being here.
So nice to meet you, sir.
Seth Rogen, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Michael Martin.